Alrighty, I'm live. Now, this is an impromptu live stream, so I'm not expecting a lot of people as of right now. But peeps, it is Saturday. The date is on my phone. I think it's May the 8th, 9th. I'm not even sure. But, oh yeah, today's May the 9th, 2020. I'm really just doing an impromptu thing just to say hi to peeps and see if I could catch anybody online right now. I don't think I'm going to catch many people, but you know what? It's something I haven't done in a while, and I just wanted to pop on. We got somebody here. Who's here? What's going on? Can I get a thumbs up to whoever's hanging out with us? Basically, just wanted to pop in, see how everybody's doing, how the community is, and David Dillon, what's going on, bud? Hanging in there, man. Chilling. How are you? What's going on with you? We got more people? Or is it just Dave? Dave, I see another person up here. What's going on, David? David, what's going on in your area? Are you guys working right now, or what's happening? Tell me more. Curious to know what's going on in the world right now, how other people are coping, and how everybody's surviving right now. Let me just post something on the YouTube to see if we can get some more people on the channel right now. David, feel free to let me know how you are, and whoever else is joining in, how's it going? Can I also get a can you hit that like button, David? Can you just hit that like button for me? You're the best. Good, nothing much. No work has slammed to stop commercially. At least just no new job starting. Okay, so you are working then? No work has slammed to stop. Sorry, slow typist. You know it. Okay, got it, David. No worries, man. All right, so are you guys, you're still working, it's just no new job starting. Is that right, Dave? I think that's what you just said. That's pretty cool, man. Works, work with us is kind of slow, but sort of expected. Patrick! Kenny, what's going on, Patrick? What's happening? Patrick, let me know. Let me know how you're doing. What are you guys up to? Are you currently working right now, or are things changing for you? Hit that thumbs up button if you can, please. A little bit's changing here in Ontario. Our government is telling us that new things are opening up. No, laid off now because of new jobs, but we'll get back when jobs start up again. Okay, Dave. Dave, hang in there, man. Dave, did you see my plumb and pump video, the workout? Yes, we're building a few homes. Okay, Patrick, that's good. That's good. Keep busy, but also keep safe as well. I hope you guys are wearing masks and everybody's doing the thing. I tried something new, and I did a plumbing workout this week. Did you guys check that? Was that a thing? Is that something I should be doing more of, or was that like a one-off? And we're like, all right, Kenny, we're good. We're good. The one workout was fine. Let me know. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Let me just put up that I'm live right now. Yeah, we're going to pump you up. I'm not sure if you get that joke reference. We are going to pump you up. Dave, I think that's an Arnold line, isn't it? We're going to pump you up. Isn't that Arnold? Am I wrong about that? Pretty sure that's an Arnold joke. It's something he would have said back in the day, you know what I'm saying, in one of his movies, or just him being him. We're gonna pump. Where's that from? Oh, you got me now, Dave. We're gonna pump you up. Where's that from? That's a movie. That's a movie. That's got to be a movie. Dave, let me know what that is. Live now. It was Hans and Franz from Saturday Night Live. No, I didn't see that one, but that line is super famous because of that. Live now. Check. Come join us. Hold on. I'm just trying to put this on the YouTube. Let's post this bad boy. So, Patrick, you're building a few homes. How is it on the job sites, though? Are people tense? Are people worried? Are they social distancing? How's that going? What's going on there? Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm curious. Yeah, Patrick, where are you from? Dave, where are you? Where are you located? That's what I'm curious about. David Dillon. Dave, we've talked a few times, haven't we? Dude, it's getting warm in here. So the Canadian government's changing rules now. We are actually opening up Kentucky. Ah, the bluegrass, David. I gotcha, buddy. Nice, nice. So things are still closed down in Kentucky. Are they? New York from Dave. What's going on? We're good. We're three on each. Oh, we're each on 3 acres, and we're keeping it at 10. Oh, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, second year plumbing and HVAC apprentice. Dave, keep it going, man. So Patrick, 3 acres of land, and you're keeping it to 10 people altogether. That's not bad at all. That's a pretty good ratio, I'd say. You're doing a few custom homes. Is this what you've been doing the past little while? A 10-man crew. Got it. Okay, that's not bad. And that's just plumbing, or does that encompass a lot of different things, Patrick? In New Jersey. Gotcha. Gotcha. Are any of you at all worried about, you know, from what I hear, guys, I'm no expert, but from what I hear, a lot of states are actually opening up the states. So a lot of businesses are going back into motion. Is that making anybody nervous out there? We're opening up slowly, but like I said, commercial stuff is slow to start up again due to social distancing rules. Yeah, Dave, I get that completely, man. You know, I'm of the opinion that you are a home builder. I got you. I ain't afraid of no ghost or virus, Dave. I don't know, man. I'm afraid of this damn virus, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous about it still. You know, you keep hearing that, you know, they're working on, obviously, a vaccine for this thing, and then other people are saying that, you know, it's sort of inevitable. We are all eventually going to have to get this. Like, it's one of those things. You might not get it now. You might get it in the fall time. Like, this thing is going to be around for a while, they keep saying. And I don't know how true what is, you know. I don't know what is what, if it's true, if it's not true. 2 thumbs up. Who gave me that second like? Shame on you. I appreciate you, by the way. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Patrick, if you're building homes, you're not just focusing on plumbing, or you're doing other things as well? It's not so much that I am afraid of it. I'm not going to let the fear control me. Dave, I get that too. The only concern is, like, there's got to be some form of, like, fear-based response, right? Like, you have to be somewhat cautious. You have to have some sort of precautions. What sort of precautions are too much, and what sort of precautions are reasonable? That's the question, right? I have wash stations on site. No one works without a mask, and everyone has to be spread out. Patrick, that's a good setup, man. That's a good setup completely. I appreciate what you're doing out there. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, you got to be safe. Some states are opening up, and a lot of people are business oriented, and they're afraid of the market being the way it is currently in the climate, and a lot of them are pushing despite the fact that the numbers might be scary right now. So I don't know. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I know here in Canada, Quebec got hit pretty hard, but they are also the one state that seems to be opening up faster than everybody else, and I'm not sure what sort of repercussions that'll have. So kind of like I was saying before, we used to have curbside pickup on Home Depot. And now all hardware stores you're allowed to walk into, of course, there's going to be a lineup outside. You have to social distance. And on top of that, Home Depot and stores like that will have to kind of stagger the amount of people that go in. So they'll have a certain amount that are allowed in at one point. Another thing is I hear, my mom was telling me that parks are going to be opening up soon. So national parks and provincial parks, people are going to be allowed to go there and I guess congregate safely. You know what I'm saying? Patrick's saying, oh, all my other work is shut down. Example. Yeah, I get that. I get that. My additions, kitchens, etc. Anywhere we can distance. Okay, I got you. So wherever you can be safe, Patrick's saying. David is saying, oh yeah, I keep away from people 6 feet. We'll wear masks if going to be around people closer than the 6 feet rule. I wash my hands and don't touch my face. Just good common sense. Yeah, David, you know, I mean, there isn't much more you can do right now unless you stay home and literally, like, lock your door and not let anybody in or out. You know, like, that's all you can do, and you can only hope that that's enough right now. So, look, Dave, I hope Kentucky opens up slowly, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys are staying safe. I think it's a good thing that these precautions are in. But, man, are there plenty of conspiracy theorists out there, man. This thing has kind of blown up with a conspiracy thing. People are talking about it being a ploy by governments to control. Beats by Devin? What's going on, Beats by Devin? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Beats by Devin, wherever you are you guys Are you guys quarantining? Are you working right now? What's the game plan with you all? Wherever you're situated on this planet. I'm not afraid of people. I'm afraid of objects, touching equipment, tools, etc. Patrick, that makes a lot of sense because they were saying that on metal surfaces, this virus can live actually a couple of weeks. Like, your kid could be touching, like, that's why they shut down all the parks here, and they actually caution taped off all the park, like, jungle gyms, basically. Khalil, what's going on? Hey, is plumbing hard? Do you think it's a good trade to get into and it's easy to find a job? Khalil, plumbing is hard, first of all, but it's rewarding. And also, at the same time, it really depends on if it's easy right now. Like, COVID-19 is going to make it a little bit difficult to begin with. But I find typically people have a hard time getting into the trade and getting their first year apprenticeship spot. You know, I think once you get experience under your belt, it's a little bit easier to go from company to company, but first year apprentices usually have the hardest time finding work. So it really depends on where you're at, you know what I'm saying? And also the place you're living. Like, some people are so in demand that they're willing to take first year apprentices because they need that, like, immediately. They just need labor, you know what I'm saying? So they're willing to sign people up. Other areas, it's like, it's, you know, maximum capacity. It depends. Like, it depends on where you are. But is it a good trade to get into? Absolutely. It's very rewarding. It's a difficult skill set. That's something else. It's really rewarding at some point to be like, you know what, I got this. Dave, I hope to get back to work in June after cancer-free from throat cancer. Oh, Dave. Dave, bro, best of luck with that, man. You're suffering. Oh, man, you're... Dave, much love, friend. I hope you get back to work as soon as possible, and much love from all the way out here in Canada, man. I hope you're doing well. Keep up those positive spirits. That's what you're going to need, and before you know it, you're going to be on the job site. You got to let me know how you're doing and how your progress is, Dave. I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'm glad. It sounds like you're recovering. I hope you're doing well. Dave, 66. Bro, you're still pushing, eh? Good for you, man. You got a fighting spirit. I love that. Joey, I should be getting hired later in the summer by Lizzie, a high-rise plumbing company, as a level 1 apprentice. I'm very worried about the math. Do you start on the job or at school? So, Joey, just to plug my plumbing math course, I'm not sure if you know about this, but if you go into any of my recent videos, check out my plumbing math course. It's $75. It goes through my entire apprenticeship in regards to math. 75 bucks isn't a lot because it's a 10.5-hour course. So I'll take you through all of it, everything I learned, and I'll go slow and I'll show you everything. I go all the way from fractions to percentages to ratios to different types of offsets, which is plumbing specific. Like, how do you do a 45-degree offset with pipe, etc. So you start on the job site with measurements, obviously, and then at school, that's when you start learning offsets. But if you want a head start, hit up my course. Check it out. It'll be useful to you for sure. If you don't want it, that's fine. You don't have to purchase it. There are a few. If you go onto the website, you'll be able to see a couple of different things that I have for free, so you can see those courses, or sorry, I should say lessons, and then, you know, you decide then and there. But if you want a head start and help, that's one thing that I have out there for you. Dave, keep up the good work, man. Keep up that good spirit. I'm good. And you? I'm not working at the moment. Been laid off since March 15th. This is Beats by Devin, by the way. I got word from my boss that he's starting to get employees back to work this week and next week. Beats by Devin. Man, keep it up. Keep it up. That's it. I hope you guys are back in work soon, as long as it's safe, obviously. And just keep safe and keep doing that delicious plumbing. Khalil, thanks a lot. I was thinking about going to Sheridan in September for plumbing just to learn the fundamentals. Khalil, you know, I have a video on this on plumbing apprenticeships, or sorry, plumbing pre-apprenticeship programs. I think they're useful, especially if you can't find work. If you can get straight into the career and straight into your apprenticeship, I think the hands-on is probably a better plus, you know what I'm saying? But if you can't do that and you think the plumbing pre-apprenticeship is going to work for you, go for it, man. I'm all for it. David, Kenny, don't get me started about the government involvement. Yes, the virus is bad, 100% agree. But I do think MSM and one political party are blowing it up. Yeah. Dave, the media has been, it's been something to reckon with. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna dispute that. I agree with you. Dave, Goris, good thoughts heading your way. Yeah, nice, nice. Beats, I found out that there's some guy that are not returning to work and moved me on top of the list for my apprenticeship. Beats by Devin, that's not a bad situation. That's a little bit of a silver lining during a global pandemic, am I right? Patrick, I'm actually building greenhouses on the property, and let's just say my plumber has had his hands full with all the equipment going into them. Haha, his mother effing it every day. Haha. Patrick, what are you saying? Are you saying he's having a hard time, your plumber is? Greenhouses, that's a really interesting job you got there, man. That's really cool. So greenhouses obviously have a sprinkler system in place, right? That's how the plants are getting watered normally. That's really cool, Patrick. Let us know more about that. Dave, awesome, dude. Khalil Meyer's apprenticeship is awesome. So Khalil, David is saying the apprenticeships are awesome. Yeah, look, as soon as you can get your apprenticeship, it is awesome. It's look, it's challenging work. I'm not going to put that. I'm never going to lie about that. But if you're the type of individual that likes challenging, which is typical of people that I find go into the trades, they enjoy not only an intellectual challenge but a physical one as well. I'm telling you, this is the sort of work that you're designed for. Beats by Devin, my question to you is, when I get signed up for my level 1 apprenticeship, will I still be going to school for my training, or will it be virtual? What do you think? Beats by Devin, man, it really depends on your area, and I assume you're relating this to COVID-19 and the current climate with that. I mean, I know from a lot of people, and knowing some people that are teachers, they're all doing things online thus far. So I think if it's still COVID-19, we're going to definitely have a lot of online things to be learning from, sort of thing. So I think that might be a thing. But I assume that once COVID-19 kind of calms down, then you'll probably be going back into the classroom at some point. I think that's the aim, man. I do think there's something really important to being around people when you're learning. I think it helps in a learning environment to be around peers that are also not getting it, or they are getting it, and they're able to turn to you and say, oh no, it's not this, you got to look at this, sort of thing. So I assume that's what we're aiming towards, but I'm not sure, Devin. It depends on, I guess, the area you're at, where it's at with COVID-19, and if there is even online plumbing courses there, if those teachers have even done that. David Dillon is saying, greenhouses seem like a good plumbing venture. I have not dealt with sprinklers. As fire plumbing different with domestic plumbing? Yeah, exactly. We don't do sprinklers either. Same here. So sprinklers is an entirely different trade here in Ontario. Evaporators, misters, radiant heat, Flowtron systems for fertilizer, Mister oscillation fans. Yeah, he kicked a few buckets. Oh, Patrick. Man, so does your plumber, the plumber that you met, Patrick, is this individual someone who has done these systems in the past, or is this like a first for them? Because let me tell you, if you threw these systems at me, I think I would be in the dark in a lot of them. I'd be asking a lot more questions to a lot more senior plumbers. You know what I mean? David is saying to Patrick, any chance of seeing some blueprints? Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Beats by Devin, yes, to COVID-19, my school will be in Ottawa. Devin, I assume that there's going to be an online element for sure during COVID-19 if they're still accepting school. But I also think at the same time we are, again, like I said before, aiming towards getting back into the classroom. What are some jobs in construction that don't require math besides a laborer? Joey, listen, in regards to plumbing, when we're doing math, a lot of times some of the biggest math you're going to be doing is during a rough-in. So let's say, for example, they want the urinal to be smack dab in the middle of the two walls. You're going to have to figure out what that middle is. You're going to have to take the whole length, divide it by 2, sort of thing. Another thing a lot of times is if you're measuring something and you know it's got to be 1.5 inches shorter, you're going to have to do some mental math there or write it down on a piece of paper. Other things that don't have math, though, I mean, laborers don't have math. A lot of times you're really slugging around things. So, like, you'll be moving cast iron, you'll be digging holes. Laborers don't have to do a tremendous amount of math. You know, if you're a lot of repairs that have to do with water closets don't have to do with math, for example. Like if you're switching out a flapper, there's not much math involved at all in that. If you're switching out a fill valve, if you're doing any sort of service work, a lot of times there's not a tremendous amount of math. Now, you still are measuring things, right? Like that's it's still a subsequent that's still a subsection of math. That's math, right? Like you have to measure a length. You've got to cut that length. You've got to measure it again. You got to find out that that length actually has to be a bit shorter. So you're going to have to measure that piece to the right length again and cut it again. So math is going to be involved in a lot of aspects of plumbing on a day-to-day basis, but it's not going to be the most complex math in the world. I hope that answers your question, Joey. Let me know if you have any more questions. John Cervantes, I'm considering doing plumbing and I'm looking for an apprenticeship, considering Job Corps for plumbing. I'm only 20, but don't know if Job Corps is worth it or a technical community college. John, I don't know much about Job Corps. Technical community colleges, I talk about pre-apprenticeships, and pre-apprenticeships are useful. They get you involved in the tools, they get you involved in the theory. They have a place, and what I typically say is start by applying to companies. If you can get in, if a company hires you and says, yeah, we need a first year apprentice, you're sort of in the game already. You're going to be paid, and they're also going to take you through the introduction process. That's how it's supposed to happen. But if you're finding a hard time finding a job, then in that downtime, it might be useful to do a pre-apprenticeship program. Okay, so I hope that helps. Maybe there are people on this that have done technical community colleges or have done job corps. Maybe they'll be able to. So David is asking John, where are you from? John's saying North Carolina. Malcolm Keys, would you say plumbing is less competitive for finding work than electrical or carpenter? Also, are there companies where you can get 60 plus hours a week? Malcolm, I find that the trades are typically in demand in general. So I'd assume, and I don't have data in front of me, of course, that they're very similar in regards to finding people to join the trade. So I think they're all pretty competitive because, well, I think they're all kind of competitive because they're in demand. So, and also the problem is that you're only allowed to hire one apprentice per one journey person. That's another thing. We have a rule here where it's 1-to-1 ratio. And those rules sort of make it difficult for people to start their apprenticeships. And that's what really first-year plumbers or first-year plumbing apprentices want. They want to get signed up. So it's a little bit difficult to get your foot in the door in that sense. It's a little bit easier to start off as a laborer, collect those hours, and then finally when that apprentice becomes hired as a journey person, it's like, okay, now it's my slot. So it's competitive to get apprentice spots. And the next question you had, are there companies where you can get 60 plus hours a week? Malcolm, it really depends because some companies get busy enough where they're doing multiple overtime. So yes, there are companies like that, but to do that for 52 weeks a year, I don't know. I don't know if there are companies that busy with that much demand. It really depends. A buddy of mine that works for the union, for example, he's doing 40-hour weeks, but there are moments where the union finally says, look, we got to get this job done. We need people to push, so they start hiring people for the weekends as well. So it depends. And I know for Dad and I who do service, it's the same thing. There's going to be a week where you start getting slammed with work. And the moment you get slammed with work, it's like, okay, I'm going to be doing way more than 40-hour weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it depends, Malcolm. David is saying, have you looked into a union or just have to find a company that has an apprenticeship? Beats by Devin is saying, but let's say when Wave 2 comes in the fall and I get signed up in November and school closed down, etc., it will become virtual. And for the shop part in school, will that not count on the exam? Beats by Devin, honestly, these are fantastic questions, and unfortunately, I can't be the one to answer them. If second wave comes, I assume if it's dangerous enough, they're going to shut everything down, and they'll try to transition over to virtual. But Again, I don't know if they're even set up. If Sheridan is set up, for example, or whatever school is set up for virtual, some schools are having a hard time transitioning, in other words. So it depends on your school. And then the shop element is a great question as well, because it's a big portion of trade school. I mean, it's a significant mark. So it's something to be, I don't know. You know, it would be interesting to see if there are any apprentices here that had that happen this year that maybe they'll be able to answer, Devin. I'm not sure, man. I'm sorry I don't have any better answers. David is saying, Kenny Molotov, don't forget DFU or SFU count. What's a DFU or SFU count, David? Let me know, man. John is saying to David, the coronavirus apparently put a pause on everything, including the union apprenticeship program, but I'll try again. Thanks. John, that sort of makes sense what you just said, because the COVID-19 kind of stopped everything in its tracks. You know what I mean? David is going, sometimes the best place to look is the one-man show deals. Don't just look at big companies. That's true. That's true. But again, you got to just... One-man show things kind of scare me at the same time. I'm not trying to knock him at all, because my dad was a one-man show and I showed up there. It was a great apprenticeship, but just make sure they're solid individuals, and that takes some time to figure them out. You know what I'm saying? The job will be on my channel. I have a lot of editing to do with no time. Oh, Patrick, I gotcha. That would be cool. That would be a cool video to take a look. It'll be up soon. Cool. David Dillon, you can check it out there. Cool. Beats is saying, and with everything slowly opening in Ontario, I'm not sure if I'll be signed up sooner or signed up after November. I'm worried about the whole school part, with it being in personal or virtual. Okay, Beats by Devin, why are you worried about it being personal or virtual? What exactly gives you a little bit of anxiety? Are you worried about it being virtual, or are you worried about it being personal, and why? I'm curious to know why. Maybe I can speak on that. Patrick, do I use ProPress? No, I've never used ProPress, and I'm really interested in it. It's the only issue is it's really expensive. And the work comes out always beautifully, Patrick. I'm a big fan of the way ProPress looks, and also how convenient it looks. It looks just as easy. I don't know if easy is the right word. It looks just as convenient as PEX, right? Except you have to charge a couple extra batteries. But ProPress is like, you got to get $2,000 for the one gun, and that's a certain amount of sizes or whatever. And then the fittings are a little bit more expensive, but again, kind of like PEX, you're making it up on the speed, because crimp is like way faster. So Patrick, I don't, unfortunately. I'd be super interested in trying it out, and honestly, I've been kind of nudging Dad to see if he's interested as well. David is saying, I'll be honest with you, I find it hard to find side work doing plumbing due to things like SharkBite, where people think they can do it themselves. Sparky doesn't have that issue that I know of. Dave, that's an interesting concept right there. You know, I don't like knocking SharkBite, because I think SharkBite is a really useful tool in very specific situations for plumbing. There are some instances that Dad and I run into where we're like, man, the only way to do this without damaging X amount of walls is SharkBite. And the only problem I ever have with SharkBite is, like, Dad and I stay away from SharkBite only because here's the theory that I employ. And this is a little bit of a tangent. I know you guys aren't really talking about this. But the only issue I have with SharkBite is that I don't really want to do something that the customer can look at and say, oh man, I could have done that myself. I didn't have to pay this guy a minimum charge or $200 to be here for this material. That's the only downside I have to SharkBite. Every once in a while, it's mighty useful to have, though. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's my 2 cents on it. There are a lot of people that use SharkBites and think they're plumbers because of that, and I don't know. You know, I'm stuck with it as well. Okay, hold on. We have so Dave, you have a hard time finding side work because a lot of people use SharkBites. Okay, drain fixture units. Oh, supply fixture units. You were talking math, and I was saying, oh, don't forget the counts and the pipe sizes. So Dave, absolutely, you're absolutely right. Those are not in the course that I was talking about, but you're absolutely right. Those are definitely plumbing math related, 100%. That's going to be a big aspect of plumbing in school. Why? It's the best. Oh, Patrick, I know, man. I know, Patrick. Don't do that to me. I know. I want him. I want ProPress so bad. there's a plumber that I we follow each other, named Hovzep from Cali, and he just bought his ProPress machine, man. Everything he posts, I'm like, my jaw's dropped, I'm drooling, going, that's the most beautiful work I've ever seen. I want it right now. I know, Patrick, I know. So Beats is saying, well, if it's virtual, I feel like I won't learn as much compared to being in a classroom where I can ask the instructor many questions as I want and get help in shop. Beats by Devin, I'm with you. If it is virtual, that is one issue about it being virtual. It's going to be a little bit harder to put up your hand and ask questions. You're going to have to kind of be an active learner and sort of look things up as you're going along to see what you have missed, why don't you get it, and then there will be a lot of back and forth in email. So, Beats by Devin, here's my thoughts. It is a skill set, though. And the reason why I say that is because there are going to be instances where you're on the job site where you don't have people to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to sort of learn, all right, look at the blueprint. What's the ratio in inches to feet? Okay, so every quarter of an inch is 1 foot. Okay, you're going to have to figure out how far that fixture is. You're going to have to measure it out yourself. You're going to have to do that yourself. And then you're going to have to open, from time to time, you meet a fixture that is like crazy. It's crazy new, and it's got a whole new system. And you got to sit back and go, man, how's this working? So you got to open up the file, the instructions. I know, I said it. You got to open up the instructions. You got to read through it. You know what I'm saying? So that is a skill set you're going to have to learn, and that's the way I think you should approach this, doing it online, an online learning thing. It's a skill set you don't enjoy, and I don't enjoy it either, trust me, but it's something, at some point, you're going to be stuck, and you're going to have nobody around you. You're going to have to learn to figure it out. Consider doing online stuff that you are practicing that skill, okay? Because every once in a while, you'll be on a job site and you'll have nobody to ask questions with, okay? So think of it that way, Devin. I hope it's a classroom setting as well. It's way easier to put up your hand and have explanations like that, but let's think positively about this. It is another skill set we need to work on, even though we don't like it, including myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's keep going to questions. Killer Rob, what's happening? Okay, so that was Beats. Dave Gores, ProPress and MegaPress are great. 2006, use them at West Point. Nice, Dave. ProPress, yeah, man, I'm a big fan. Regarding shark bites, I concur with you, but the average Joe wants to do it cheaper and without calling us. Dave, I know, man. I know. I know, man. I know. Honestly, I'm also protective about the market as well. Like, I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea that the skills that I acquired over a 5-year apprenticeship are really easy according to some people, right? Like, they get this shark bite, they don't gotta sweat out a single fitting. They don't have to clean a single fitting. They don't even have to clean the pipe. They just gotta slide that in and slide the other side in as well. I know. Trust me, I know. You know what though? Here's what gives me some comfort, and it's kind of a negative thing to say, but shark bites run into issues as well. That's when the plumber needs to pop by. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood. I don't wish shark bites to run into issues. And again, I don't want to knock the product. I think the product is great. But at some point, they have no choice but to call the plumber, because you know what? If that shark bite goes awry, they don't have the skill set and the problem-solving ability to solve it a different way. Their only way of solving it is a shark bite. At least for a plumber, man, the shark bite's going to make my life easier, sure. But if the shark bite doesn't work, man, I got a bunch of tools designed for me to do this a different way. If I got to convert to PEX, I can convert to PEX. If I want to go solder, I'll go solder. If you guys have ProPress, we can use ProPress. You know what I'm saying? That's what we provide. That's the knowledge we bring to the table is what we are paid so well for. So don't want to knock shark bite. I also find it frustrating that some people find plumbing really easy with these shark bites. But, our time will come and our use is there. That's all I want to say. I don't think we are threatened that badly. I think we are very useful in the market, and we're very useful in the clean up what somebody screwed up market as well. So that's my thoughts there. Okay. So that's David. Killer Rob said, hi, what's going on? Beats by Devin. And if it's in person with Wave wave 2, I don't want to get the virus traveling from Renfrew to Ontario 5 days a week. Beats by Devin, man, you're hitting everything on the head. I know, man, there's a lot to be nervous about. But listen, Beats by Devin, you're going to figure it out, fam. You don't have to worry. What I'm trying to say is there's a bunch of people that are going to be in the same position as you. There's a bunch of people that are going to be as worried as you. And also, I'm a strong believer that provinces and countries, they're scared of the virus just as much as we are. Because, look, the people that build the economy are the people of the country. So we're all worried about each other. Even though it might not feel like it, we're all saying, look, we got to stay home because it'll be even more devastating if the workforce dies off. You know what I'm saying? So Beats by Devin, look, I promise you this. You're going to figure out a way. I know it seems like a storm's coming your way, but when the storm gets here, you're going to figure out a way to find shelter, to maybe, to find ways of problem solving the storm. You got this. There's nothing to be too anxious about because everybody is worried about these things. You're going to figure it out. Keep your chin up, all right? No more stressing. You got to just keep going forward, okay? Patrick is going, get Pops to make the move. I want the you went to PrioRest last year. I can honestly say my torch is my last resort now. Oh, Patrick, I don't know. Doesn't that make you sad though, Patrick? When you said that, my heart broke. I already missed my torch that you said that, man. I'm gonna go hug it when I'm done this live stream. I love my torch. Last resort. Patrick, you're breaking my heart. Man, I know. ProPress looks awesome, though. I ain't gonna knock ProPress. Malcolm is saying, thanks for the response. Your video inspired me to take up plumbing after COVID. What should I expect to pay to have all my tools? Malcolm, first of all, everybody watching right now, I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for supporting the channel and allowing me to do what I love. Paying for tools is going to be expensive, fam. So, man, that's a very difficult question, Malcolm. It really depends on what you're doing. Like I was just talking about with Patrick, ProPress alone is $2,000 just for the gun, no fittings. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what you're buying. I think after a couple of years of you buying your materials, including your kits, like including your what do you call it? Your tool kits and stuff like that, man, it could rack you up a couple of grand. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the essentials. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be a couple of grand, and then if you're talking about like getting your own truck, we're talking about even more money. So at some point, it'll rack up to a couple of grand. But what you need to know, I have a video on my channel called Top 7 Plumbing Apprentice Tools. And you're looking at probably about at around 50, 75 to $100 for just those. I think it's on the cheaper end. I think you're looking at $75. And that's going to run you your apprenticeship for a pretty long while until you start doing jobs on your own. So there's no need to panic about that. If you are a little bit nervous about that, it's not $2,000 up front. I'm trying to tell you that. It's nothing like that. You don't have to have everything right away. But at some point when you start buying a rotozip, at some point you're going to have a jigsaw, a circular saw, you're going to need a reciprocating saw, you're going to need obviously a driver and a drill, you're going to need drill bits. I mean, eventually it's going to rack you up a couple of grand, okay? I hope that answers your question. David is saying, hey to Killer Raw. Patrick is saying, shark bite may be very temporary option, like while doing demo. Other than that, no good. You know, Patrick, I meet a lot of cats that have the same opinion as you. And a lot of times when we do shark bites, it's exactly what you're saying. It's a really fast cap, especially the shark bite caps. Man, you walk into a job site, cut, cap, you're good to go. And then, yeah, we normally put them back and keep moving. There have been situations where Dad and I walk into a place and this is very customer based, and we say to the customer, look, for us to fix this hole we have right here, it's got to be a few times bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to cut this hole so that we can stick our heads in and our arms in and be able to do some work. And sometimes the customers are like, nah, I ain't cool with that. I don't really want that to happen. So the other option is look, if you got a ProPress, that'd be awesome. But every once in a while, you're like, you know what? Okay, listen, I could put the shark bite fitting in there. We talk about it being temporary. They might never call you back though. So that's a situation I've definitely run into in the past where the customer's like, "Don't cut a hole bigger, man. Just leave it the way it is." And we're like, "Look, it's almost impossible to do the job like this." And they're like, "Look, make it happen." So you gotta transition. You gotta transition with a shark bite. That's my 2 cents, Patrick. Let me know. Let me know where your thoughts are. Killer Rob's going, what's the difference between a natural gas tech and a plumber? Like, what is better job security wise and money wise? Killer Rob, a gas tech and a plumber, what's better job security wise? Is the whole nation that you're currently living in, does it deal with gas? Are all the furnaces gas? Are all the it really depends on that. It depends on the demand of gas in the country, province, state, whatever you're living in. Like some houses, like the house my wife and I moved into, this was all electric heating. We had to convert it to, we had to eventually run a gas line and convert it to forced air. You know what I'm saying? So there are areas in Ontario that are only on electric. If all of Ontario was natural gas and forced air, then then that's a different story. But plumbing, for instance, there's a lot of plumbing. You know what I'm saying? Almost, I wouldn't even say almost. Every house here has plumbing. Every condominium here has plumbing. Every business has plumbing, whether it be just some sort of sink or whether it be a powder room. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the province, state, city, country you live in. Again, all of the trades are in demand, and we're all essential services, especially under the circumstance of service. Like, for example, whenever there's a financial collapse, they constantly say, people constantly say, even my father has said, new construction stops because during the financial collapse, nobody has money to pay for that new construction, but service keeps running. And the reason why service keeps running is because things break all the time and people don't have a choice. That toilet needs to work if there's no other toilet in the house, you know? So service is essential, especially service. Gary, what's going on? All right. I hope that answers your question, Killer Rob. Let me know if it doesn't. Renfrew to Ottawa. Beats by Devin. I hear you, man. Shark bites or compression fittings? Joe Daddy, that's true. Compression fittings might be useful too. If you had ProPress, you would have to make that hole so big, LOL. Patrick. David is going, the only time I found shark bite useful was ruptured line at hospital with or downline. Could not shut down the water due to or shark bite installed until weekend when we could shut down. Again, peeps, my feelings on shark bites are, I personally want to do them temporarily. In other words, I don't want them to be the way I solve the problem because I don't want a customer looking at it and saying to themselves, man, I didn't have to call this guy. I could have done this myself. So I typically, if I've ever installed a shark bite, it's always been under the circumstance that I'm going to come back and do it again correctly with some sort of solder or ProPress. You know what I'm saying? So Patrick, I assume that was sarcasm when you were talking about having to make the hole so big because ProPress is pretty accessible and they also got those rings, right? So sorry, it's a little bit difficult knowing in pros. Or operating rooms. Oh, I see, operating rooms. So it's a ruptured line at the hospital with operating room downline. Could not shut down the water due to operating room. Oh! Shark bite installed until the weekend when we could shut down. See, Dave? Exactly. That is really one of the strengths of having shark bites. That in a tight spot, they're awesome. But again, you always want to come back and repair it, especially under the circumstance that the customer is savvy with their hands. Then they're going to look at the shark bite and go, man, I didn't have to call this plumber, man. This plumber's a joke. He's using something I could have used. Killer Rob, it did. I've been procrastinating getting into the trades for a long time. Now I tried auto mechanics and CNC, but they were not for me, so I figured plumbing might be good. Killer Rob, you got to try it, man. Try it to see if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, awesome. Keep going at it. If you don't enjoy it, look, there might be something else that's for you. I hear you completely. Can we get a couple more likes up in this house, peeps? What's going on? I only got 4 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button, baby. Am I missing anybody? Any more questions? We went through a good string of questions just now. That was nice. That was nice. Yeah, so Killer Rob, definitely keep up with that, man. Try it out. Maybe you'll like it. Oh, we got 5 likes. You guys are sweethearts. I appreciate you. Killer Rob, keep it up, man. Keep trying whatever comes your way, man. Just try it out. See if you like it. 6 thumbs up. Holy Patrick, yes. You can get into tight places, and there can be water in the pipe, especially with a Milwaukee tool. Patrick, look. You're preaching to the choir, baby. I'm with you on ProPress. I also think, and that's exactly the argument I made with Dad. I go, Dad, we never have to have stocked shark bites or compression tools. Like, this ProPress could be it. You know what I'm saying? ProPress is delicious that way. You can have a stream coming through, and you're like, and you're like, bro, it's done. It's good to go. So, Patrick, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I know, and I've only heard fantastic things from it. The only downside I heard was that the fittings are a bit more expensive. But again, the other plumber that I was talking to that just got his ProPress tool, he's flying through work, man. Flying. David, here's the most important question. Milwaukee or DeWalt? David, are you trying to start a war here, bro? Obviously Milwaukee, fam. No, I'm just kidding. We are a Milwaukee family. I don't know why Dad went the Milwaukee way, but I got to be honest. Dad's always been eyeing the DeWalt. Oh, Kyle's chimed in. Kyle, hit that thumbs up button. Kyle's already starting beef with Milwaukee. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, we got 8 thumbs up. You guys are sweet. You peeps are sweet. David, what about you? Are you a DeWalt kind of person or Milwaukee? Fish, sleep, shoot, ride. Milwaukee makes better tools towards plumbing. Oh, people are chiming in. Fish, sleep, shoot, ride. I started handing me stuff with DeWalt, but have switched. David, why'd you switch? What was wrong with DeWalt that we got a problem with DeWalt? We got Patrick, Kenny, usually the supply house will let you take it for a spin. Come on, let me see one video with you using it. I want to see you get excited. Patrick, look, I'm going to do some asking around, all right? Just for you, Patrick. I'm going to ask around. I'm going to see if there's anybody around here that's willing to hand me over a DeWalt, a ProPress tool. But I'm excited, man. I would love to. And they all shiny fittings. Do the fittings always come that shiny, Patrick, or do you got to shine them up yourself? Torque mainly, and Milwaukee came out with more tools faster. Yeah. Look, I know people that love their DeWalt, man, but I kind of agree with shoot, sleep, or fish, shoot. Man, that's a tongue twister. Fish, sleep, shoot, ride. That is a wicked name. I think we got an angler and a hunter here, fam. Milwaukee has a lot of plumbing specific tools. Do you guys have that Milwaukee pipe slice tool? Because we got that a while back, and my dad doesn't use it a lot for some reason. He's so used to doing it by hand that he doesn't even bring it out, to be honest. But we got that ready to go whenever we come to a tight spot or whatever. ProPress is the best. I really want ProPress, man. Man, I want to open up a GoFundMe for ProPress so that all that money goes straight to a ProPress machine. And then I'll do tons of plumbing porn, as we say, and just do videos on ProPress. We only use it for med gas. Dave, that's another thing the other plumber Hovsep was saying to me. He was saying that he uses it on gas lines specifically. Yes, they do. If you buy online in bulk, it's not bad in price. So they do come shiny. And if you buy in bulk, all right, that's good to know. It's good to know, Patrick. Milwaukee all the way, Joe Daddy, bro. Bro, I don't know if I can handle this fight right now between... You know what? I don't even hear a lot of DeWalt people talking right now. I think we scared them into submission. Look, every time I've used a DeWalt Torquer, though, like one of their torque guns, man, they're kind of beast, I ain't gonna lie. So I think there is some handy stuff to DeWalt as well. I got a DeWalt toolkit. So DeWalt, it does some good stuff, but Milwaukee all the way, man. And the problem is, here's the problem. Kyle goes, press is worth the investment. You'll make the money back tenfold with how fast you get the jobs on. Kyle, that's what I hear. I hear that exact same thing. Are ProPress OS up to 4-inch copper? I don't know, Dave. Kyle, does ProPress go up to 4? And how expensive is that head that you got to buy? Patrick, MegaPress for gas pipe. Oh my God, throw your pipe vise away. Yeah, eh? Oh yeah, eh? DeWalt threaded rod cutter is actually better. Kyle goes, he only has 2-inch. So Dave, I'm not sure if they go that big, man. 4-inch pipe, man. No, you're gonna have to solder that for sure. For sure. But 2-inch ProPress, man. 2-inch. Do they go 2.5, 3? 2,500. Is that how much it is for ProPress? Is that what you're saying, Dave? Is it 2,500? Yes, we have it. It is. Nice. Yes, they do go up to 4-inch. Holy. That must be expensive, though, eh? Man, the fittings must be stupid expensive. 4-inch ProPress head, $3,800. Holy. 2,500. But, okay, look, it sounds ridiculous, $3,800. But think about how fast. How fast would that job get done? That job would be 15 minutes. Am I right? You just got to cut the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Question. Would you ever do a 4-inch ProPress job with a live 4-inch pipe? That's what I want to know. Do you think the tool will actually press with that much volume coming out? 60, 75 PSI. Is it possible? 9 thumbs up. You guys... No, Kyle's like, no, it ain't happening. I agree with you, Kyle. I wouldn't test it, but that would be a wicked YouTube video. Am I right? They go up to 6-inch for refrigeration towers. Jeez. Jeez. How much is that? That head's got to be $7,000 though, right, Patrick? There's no way. If 4-inch, if 3-inch is 3,500 or 4-inch, man, that's not 7. Bro, you're gonna waste one whole battery just pressing one of those fittings, man. It's got to be too much overload. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. ProPress all the way. I want to get it for sure, dude. For sure. I just want to find reasons to use it now. Do you know what I'm saying? If I had one right here, man, I'd start working right in this room. We use them in large nursing homes with water coming G out. What do you mean G out? Does that mean it's a live pipe? 3rd-year apprentice, by the way. Love your videos. Kyle, I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate you supporting. You guys have been very good to me. Nope, press, click, done. Patrick, you're killing me, dude. Press, click, done. Live pipe, not afraid, eh? Not afraid. I appreciate you guys. You guys got me up all the way to 4,000 subs, man, and we're moving up pretty fast. We're already almost at 4,100. I appreciate you all. I got a vlog coming out. I'm trying to get it ready for tomorrow. A little bit story-based, this vlog. You're going to see some work. We're going to be using K1500 in it. The problems with ProPress is that large diameter requires 2 pieces, not just one. Oh, I didn't know that. Torch for AC work, Dave is saying. Yeah, bro. If it's 6-inch diameter, yeah, bro. I didn't know you have 2 pieces, not just the one. What does that mean? So, Dave, is that like an extra ring that go, like a big, massive ring, and then you ProPress that? Or you talking about the fitting itself is 2 pieces, and you press one or the other? That's interesting. I don't know enough about ProPress, but it looks delicious, man. I ain't gonna lie. So, Patrick, are you using ProPress in the homes? In these new construction homes, you're saying? And also in the greenhouses? Are you finding reasons to use them? You're saying your torch is your last resort, I assume. Kenny, I'm coming to Canada with my ProPress. We'll get the job done. With your Cadillac from New Jersey, Patrick. I'm waiting, baby. Don't keep promising, Patrick. Just come, man. I'm waiting. Social distancing, though, Patrick. You gotta wipe down that machine before we use it. You know what I'm saying? David, yes, exactly. You put a clamp on the pipe and then squeeze it together. Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that. 2 pieces jaw and piece in Hun. I see. Dave. Gun. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gun, 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 gun. That would be hilarious if you came from New Jersey, dude. That would be so funny. That would be a hilarious YouTube video, man. You gotta vlog the whole thing so I can edit it for you, okay? I'll do the editing, Patrick. I promise. I'll do the editing. That would be so funny, dude. Oh man, you guys made my Saturday. I appreciate you all, man. I woke up just on the wrong side of the bed today, peeps. It started snowing here in Canada. May 9th. It started snowing today. Like, not a little bit. Dude, it spat, bro. It was bad. It was like whiteout for a minute. Entirely, the entire house. 18,000 square feet, all pro press. Bro, isn't that expensive though, Patrick? Like, whenever you're doing new construction homes like that, from what I heard, you're trying to always keep that cost down. Is that cost still going to be down even though these fittings are more expensive? Or are you saving that much on the labor that it's worth it? Like, let me know. That's interesting. Kyle, it snowed in Massachusetts as well. Oh, you got it too. Okay, all right. It's not just us up here. Man, when it started snowing, I was cussing, boy. I was like, this is stupid. I spent a lot of time in Canada snowmobiling. Do you, bro? Whereabouts in Canada do you go, Patrick? Yeah, it started snowing like madness today, and I was about, peeps, I was fixing to mow my lawn today. And then I look outside and I go, bro, I ain't doing it today. Our house goes for $550 a square foot. 18,000 square feet, man. $550 a square foot. Dude, just my mental bath is saying that's expensive right there. Man, I don't got a calculator on me. How much is that? Would you recommend plumbing as an apprentice? Dylan West. Would I recommend plumbing as an apprentice? Dylan, it's a natural transition from apprentice. Yes, absolutely. I would absolutely recommend plumbing as an apprentice. What do you mean by apprentice, though? Are you asking to become an apprentice? Like, the question's a little bit. I'm confused by the wording. I absolutely think it's worth getting your apprenticeship because once you get licensed, you're getting top dollar for your labor and for your work and for your skill. So absolutely. I also think the apprenticeship process it's how we all learn. Like, in other words, this is something that's been passed down generation to generation. That's how we all learn trades. And I don't even mean skilled trades with your hands. I'm talking about any trade. If you learn how to become a mix and master engineer for music, you're sitting next to somebody that's teaching you. So definitely, Montreal, Quebec. I have a second house in Old Forge, New York, which is about 10 hours away from Quebec. Patrick, ballin', man. Just starting out, I have to do 4 years as an apprentice, then I get fully licensed. Dylan, it's the same here. It's actually 5 years as an apprenticeship here. You need 9,000 hours, 3 in-class sessions to then challenge the Red Seal exam. So I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a fantastic process in learning. Kyle agrees. Worth it all the way. Lifetime career, exactly. And again, with this career, here's what you got to remember, peeps. Kyle's saying 3 years flew by for me. Here's what really, really comforts me at the end of the day. Once you learn the skills, nobody can take that away from you. You are a skilled tradesperson. And what I mean by that is, let's say life takes a right turn and you decide, you know what, I want to try something else. I want to try something new. You can always at some point fall back upon the license that you just got and all those hours of skill you just got. You'll be rusty. I ain't going to make an argument that you're not. But you always come back and say, you know what? Let me pick up this skill. Let me get back into this very same skill that I've spent so much time learning and honing. And you continue honing it at that point. That's the comforting part for me, that you have something that is essential. Everybody needs plumbing and everybody needs skilled trade. It doesn't matter how technologically advanced we're getting, especially at this point in history. We're not going to have robots replacing plumbers anytime soon. Knock on wood, peeps. If I just jinxed it, You can steal my Pro Press machine from me when I get it, okay? If I just jinxed it. But that's what I'm trying to say. This skill is going to be with you. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You'll get rusty, absolutely. But it's an absolutely necessary process, and it's a wonderful one as well. Questions. Dylan West, second year here. Great job doing work on side and making bank. When I am working my primary job, of course, we're shut down due to the virus. Dave? Yeah, you've been saying this the entire time. Yeah, exactly. It is a great career if you're the type of individual that enjoys working with their body and working with their hands and doing something challenging. Look, it is not just being able to manifest the pipes. It's problem solving. Figuring out what's the most natural way to run these pipes so that this fixture can be wall hung, or this toilet can be wall hung, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot involved, and the better you get is the more variables you're actually able to take into account. So peeps, we're at an hour in. I've had a fantastic talk. I'm going to do 5 more minutes and call it, because I got to go do a shoulder workout. All this Pro Press conversation got me like, bro, I'm too antsy. I need to do some work. I'm just unsure of what I would be doing at the start. I've heard from a few of my friends that at first, second years, you don't do anything, although I get that, just have to get through that, then onto the tools. So Dylan, listen, the first couple of years of apprenticeship is a lot of watching. So that's very true of what they're saying, but you're also doing a lot of grunt work. You're moving tools around for the journey person. You are also going to the truck to find the tools. You're also bringing things back from the truck. You're also going downstairs and trying to figure out where the leak is. So you're not doing nothing. You just aren't as on the tools as the journey person is. That's something you got to keep in mind. But you're not doing nothing. A lot of learning comes from watching, and then a lot of learning comes from trying and then watching again. So you're doing all of that, and that's part of the process, peeps. I was a professional flashlight holder for my first couple of years of apprenticeship. I had both hands down. I could use my left hand, my right hand, behind the back. I was amazing at it. But at some point, they need you to do the work and not hold the flashlight. You know what I'm saying? So let me check this out. Patrick is saying, so my plumber bill from the house was $190,000, including radiant heat, 4 high recovery boilers, 12 baths. Whew. 12 baths, hose bips, big ass kitchen. Doesn't include indoor panel. Man, there are not enough zeros for 12 baths. Patrick, do you mean 1,900,000, or are you saying $190,000? Because that seems little, but still, that's a big, beautiful house you're talking about. Dylan West, yes, you are just a laborer, but you learn so much, trust me. Fish, sleep, shoot, ride. I was on the tools pretty much right away. Nice, that's different from me. Easy things, of course, as a beginner, but yes, also a lot of grunt work as well. Fish, sleep, shoot, ride. You know, I think some people do have that experience as well, where the journey person they're with are like really hands-on, and they're like, yo, go for it, try this. Dylan West is saying, I have a basic knowledge at the minute, just unsure if I'll be any good. Dylan, if you're being hired as a first-year apprentice, they're not expecting you to be good. Stop stressing, peeps. Stop. You're a first-year apprentice. You're green. Everybody knows that. When they hear first-year apprentice, they roll their eyes because they go, this person's green. Look, it's part of the process. We've all been there. We've all sucked at some point, man. But trust me, if you got that sticking power, if you got that power that makes you go, you know what? I sucked yesterday. I'm going to hammer out a bunch of repetitions today. You are going to do fine. It might be super difficult. There are going to be points where it's devastatingly defeating, but you got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. Dylan is saying, you never know until you do it. Exactly. Dave is still talking about Milwaukee Pro Press 1/2 inch to 2 inch, 1800. Yeah, I like what you're saying, Dave. David is saying to Dylan West, you never know until you do it. Kyle, my biggest tip for other apprentices, learn what your journeyman wants and have it ready before he asks for it. Kyle, Very good advice. I found that I only started doing that, though, once I started to understand what my journeyman or journeywoman wanted. And that took a couple of years, you know what I'm saying? David is going, Kyle, yeah, you almost need to learn ESP, but your statement is so true. Look, it's true. At some point, you're going to be handing tools to your journey person before they ask for them because you know where they're going with it. Kenny, you stay gold. I have to go eat my steak. My wife is yelling. Patrick, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you for hanging out. Tell your wife I said sorry for keeping you away. I appreciate you. Suppose everybody starts with absolutely no knowledge. Dylan, everybody starts with absolutely no knowledge. Okay, peeps, 65 minutes. I got to head out. I got to do a workout. I love you all. You've been all great. Patrick, I'll try, man. I'll try. You come down from New Jersey, fam. I'm ready. I'm ready. The door's open. All right, just let yourself in. But I appreciate you all. Kyle, thank you. Dylan, David, I appreciate you all, fam. And thanks. And Dave as well. You guys have been great. My pleasure. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be posting a vlog tomorrow. Hope you enjoy it. Much love. Talk to you soon. Ciao, guys. Activate the pay issue and we will donate. You know what? I'm going to try to do that next time. I appreciate you, David. Love you guys. Ciao.